What is going on, Queen City Reefers? Welcome to another episode here with Queen City Reefs and More. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like always, I truly appreciate it, and I'm doing my best to try to bring you constant content. So we're in my kitchen because this is one of the only areas that I have where I can, lay things out until I can make some room in my studio and, clean things out in there. So that being said, I'm going to bring you to see what I'm actually doing. As you can see here, we have 3 blades. We have an HMS single arm mounting kit. We have mounting clips for the AI blades. And what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be creating the mount so that we can use it on a tank, and I'm going to be putting the 3 blades to use as a light for a tank that I'm going to be switching the Ecotech Marine from. So a little bit of history here when it comes to what's going on here. So I am planning to switch the lighting system from the HR15 G5 to 3 of these AI blades. 2 of them are the glow and 1 of them is the grow. I honestly would have preferred 2 grow and 1 glow, but an opportunity came where I was able to trade some coral. A gentleman wanted some coral and he offered if I would be willing to take a light as a trade. And I said, why not? I like the AI blade. So I figured this would be perfect to light up different tank. 2 of them were actually in my mangrove tank, but I don't have any corals in the mangrove tank, at least not yet. And therefore I thought they were just burning LEDs there for no reason. So the plan is to actually change the lighting in the drop-off tank. We're going to be changing it from that XR15 G5 that I mentioned, which is not the Pro, it's actually the blue, to these blades. So the only con I see is that I'm gonna have 3 wires, 3 different connection points where I'm gonna have to connect all 3 of them. But I feel like this is actually gonna do better because the tank is 20 inches long. And although the XR15 is known to cover up to about 24 inches or something like that, I feel like the coverage is better on this because the light is longer. I think the XR15 is a square shape, and I feel like these are going to be longer, so more coverage from a sense of the way that this is panel lighting, right? And then 3 of them, that's going to make perfect sense for at least for that tank. So I'm going to bring you along to putting this together, and then we're going to go install it in the tank upstairs, the drop-off tank, the Innovative Marine one. I've never done one of these before, so I'm not sure how to. So I'm going to quickly read through this and then put it together. Wow, okay, so it says on step 1 here, it says hold the mounting rail. So there's a picture right there of the aquarium right there. It says hold the mounting rail over the aquarium. Use a pencil to mark the center point light placement. Use a pencil to mark where the edge of the aquarium line up with the mounting rail. This will be used for vertical rail placement. It sounds like this is not really going to be one of those things that when you mount it, you'll be able to adjust it while it's mounted. All right, and we're back. So I marked it right here and I marked it right here, and that should give me what I'm looking for. Go ahead and run the cables through here already. So you would think that this would only be enough for 1 cable, but if you look through here, once you put it in here, you'll have plenty of room for more than 1 cable. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to put the 2 glow on the edges and then the grow in the middle, and hopefully that gives it good blending and not noticeable that there's 2 different light options. All right, guys, I don't think you really care to see all of it. You get the gist of what I'm doing right here. And so that's normally how you put these together. I will bring you back here in a minute whenever we go upstairs to finish setting this up. And there you have it. It is all set up, ready to go get mounted on the tank. And that's exactly what we're going to do. All right, let's go upstairs and mount these lights. All right, and here is the tank as it stands today. So as you can see right there is the Radion G5 blue. I have it with a shade, which the shade actually has helped a lot to really not, bother my eyes when I'm laying on the bed, which is sort of next to the tank. And in here, I am actually growing out several zoas. I have some of the scolies that I have online for sale, as well as some meat corals that are also online for sale. But this is the tank where I keep them because this is where they look their best, to be honest. Very nice and fluffy. All right, so I unfortunately don't have a cameraman. I don't make that much money. So I'm gonna have to put the camera down, and then I'm gonna move everything, and then I'll bring you back as soon as I put the other lights on. All right, here we go. This is the drop off. This is the Comore KH Care. I know I've been due to give a review on this one. I have 2 of these units, and I'll definitely come out with these soon for those that are interested in the Comore KH Care. That being said, this is not connected yet, so but these are the lights. Look how sleek they look, like non-intrusive. One of the things is that I can't get it to like kind of like lay flat, but I think that's because of the screw, so I'll screw that up. Aside from that, I love the fact that I'm able to have these higher or lower. So I love the HMS mount because of that, because it allows me to loosen up some screws in here so that I'm able to then raise it up more. I have about that much more that I could go up or lower it. In this case, I lowered it because if not, they would have been all the way up top. But then this gives me enough room to work in here. I could even possibly lower them a little bit, but they are LPS in here, so I'll be measuring par in a future video to see, you know, if this height is perfect for this tank. And I'm just curious to see how it looks once they're turned on. So let's work on that, and I'll get back to y'all here in a minute. And here you have it, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, all have been configured, all mounted in this very sleek looking mount. I'm actually really digging this HMS mount, and I'm wondering, being that it uses that kind of T-slot, if I could literally use it for other type of lights instead of having to use the Radion ones. Now, do keep in mind that all these companies are the same: Apex, Neptune Systems, Bulk Resupply, Ecotech Marine, and Aqua Illuminations, and I'm sure I'm missing some, are all the same company. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, these are better than the Ecotech. At the end of the day, they just each play their role and have specific needs that, you know, you just have to figure out what it is that you want. And there's other options too. I am not tied to these people. I just, you know, they do make great lights. They're just too damn expensive. But I've been able to come across some things at cheaper prices, and of course I then get them. But right now on camera, it looks a little purple. Maybe it is, but not as purple as it looks on camera. But you'll be able to see all these nice fluffy meat corals. Most of them you'll find on the website. I don't have an orange filter, so this is how they actually look. I had that Goniopora that was bleaching out, and then it came back, it extended its tentacles, and little by little I can see it coloring up. A bunch of the Scolies that we have, and a bunch of the Zoas that we are growing out. So more to come on all this. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, this is the skimmer that I'm talking about that I absolutely love. This is the Bubble Magus. I can't remember the actual model name, but it's a nano skimmer. So just Google Bubble Magus nano skimmer and you'll find this. And this is a beast for a small skimmer for sure. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure that you hit that like button if you enjoyed watching this video. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, or concerns. I'd really appreciate it you hitting that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.